Welcome to Life, Language, and Lyrics with me, Laina, where you can listen to conversations that I have with some of the most interesting people I know. Thank you for stopping through. Now let's get into this episode. Hey y'all, it's Laina. Welcome to this first episode of Life, Language, and Lyrics for 2023. It's just me today. Well, sort of. Got a little something a little later at the end. But I just wanted to start off the year just kind of talking about moving through the year, right? Getting started. It's January. Everyone is now, hopefully leaving things that weren't serving them or serving you in 2022 and moving into what will serve you in 2023. One of the things that I've noticed probably in like the past couple of years is that we've moved away from the word resolution, right? I haven't really heard people saying that they are making a New Year's resolution, which I find that to be so interesting. Because resolutions really was this thing of like creating these goals of everything that you're going to do for the year, right? And in a sense, we still do these things. We've just now kind of moved towards what we're using the terms of visions and manifestations. And I was thinking about, just the change in the terminology, which that's part of, human culture. We kind of change terms as time goes on. But I was thinking about the idea of visions and manifestations, right? So those are still goals. But I'm also thinking that maybe the word resolution kind of has like an absoluteness to it, right? And even if you have goals and things that you want to do, and you know that these are things that you are planning to do, we also know that life happens. We also know that sometimes you have to go through some different paths to get to those goals. And so when I was thinking about the term vision, that word really says to you that you have this big, and it may not be super big for some, but you may have this big thing of this vision for your life, right? How you want to live, the things that you want to do, and the things that you want to accomplish. And within that, instead of like making these big goals, we now have the vision, but then we have these minor steps that help us get to that vision, right? So if you ever heard the phrase or the quote, a vision without a task is a dream, a task without a vision is drudgery or foolishness, right? And a vision and a task, or a vision with a task, is the hope of the world. And that's because when you have a vision, you can't just set a big goal and then not have any method for how you're going to get there. So if you say you're going to start a business, or you want to be able to wear a bikini in the summer or something like that, yes, that is the vision, that is the dream. But you have to have tasks. You have to have these kind of smaller set goals to be able to get to that, right? And then the same thing, you say, I'm going to work out this year. That's kind of like having tasks without the vision. So you have this task, you're going to work out, but what are you trying to get to? How do you know when you've reached your goal, or how do you direct what you're doing so that you're not just kind of all over the place, right? And so I think that, having this idea of visions and manifesting is such a beautiful thing to see, because I think it also allows you to dream bigger. When you think about vision, instead of just what's your goal for this year, when you say vision, to me, that says, how do I want my life to be? And then the idea of manifestations. Manifestations is really just having full belief in the things that you want. So you are speaking it into existence. You are writing it down and making it plain. You know, the Bible says, write it down and make it plain. I just said that. And I think that's Habakkuk. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. But, manifest, knowing what you want, and then being able to talk to God, to talk to whoever it is that you go um, to really verbally or even written terms express what it is that you want to do. So for myself, I I do a vision board every year. Usually my family has a big old vision board party. We have been doing that for a long time. We didn't do one this year, but I did one with my homegirls, and that was pretty fun. And I look every year when I do my vision board, I look back at the one from the previous year to see if I did any of the things that I have been looking at on my wall the whole year. And so sometimes there are things that I may not have actually met the goal, but usually about 75% of the things on my vision board happen in some capacity. So even if I didn't get to the exact end goal, because I'm looking at this thing all the time, I'm writing it down in other places, I am saying it out loud, I'm created the task and I'm doing the steps to be able to get to those things. Even if it all doesn't happen in that 1 year, I still made progress. And that's something that, if you don't do that and you make vision boards, I think it's really important that you go back and look at what you said for the previous year and kind of take an inventory of the things that you didn't do and the things you did do. Did some things become not as important? Were some things a little harder? With some, did you just leave it, on the shelf? And so those are things to think about as you are moving throughout your year and really trying to accomplish your goals. I think a lot of people are really excited about 2023. I know that I am. It feels really good. I'm not going to talk about everything I put on my vision boards. Some things you got to keep close to your heart. But I am expecting to see some really exciting things happen in my life. And I know that there is a lot of work that I have to do. I don't expect it to just come fall in my lap. I know that I have to put in the effort, put in the time, develop good habits, develop consistency, and avoid procrastination as much as possible. So if you know me, in previous years, I would say that I was in procrastination rehab. That is something that I really struggle with, and I still do sometimes. I think there was a thing of learning the difference between if I was actually procrastinating or if some things just took a little longer and I needed a little more time. Um, but I definitely did kind of hold out on some of the things that I wanted to do. And so being able to develop like these smaller set goals and not putting so much pressure on myself to have to do certain things, or that if I don't do a certain thing that people are going to see me in a negative way, or even that I may fail, right? There's this fear of failure that can come with having big dreams. But part of not always getting it also is a part of you learning, right? So sometimes you have this image and you have this thing that you're thinking about that you really want to do. And then when you start to do it, maybe it doesn't work out the right way. But then you learn, right? You learn, oh, maybe if I try this a different way, or I go in a different direction, or maybe this isn't for me and I need to figure out something else. And so those are some really important things that I think about a lot as I move forward, and that I try to live in, not trying to put a lot of pressure on myself to have to do everything or to be perfect. Okay. Um, so I don't have a whole lot to say. There is, though, I wanted to share. I'm doing some promotion, but without the paycheck. Okay, I am reading this book. Um, Now I'm just kind of in the start of it. I've had it for a while. And I'm reading it slowly, and I'm reading it slowly on purpose. It is Jay Shetty's Think Like a Monk. Um, and I listen to him a lot, and I listen to his podcast. I think it's called On Purpose or something like that. And the idea of the book is not to teach you to actually become a monk. It is to give you the tools and the strategies that they use to move through their daily lives, and trying to have more peace in your mind. And so I've also been getting more into mindfulness. I took a class with one of my dear friends, which was really great, and I've been practicing that more. But when you do have big goals, or even when you're in careers or positions that kind of put a lot of stress on you, it can be very easy to let like frustration and anxiety take over. And so this book is really, really helpful in just giving you different strategies to like how to deal with negativity, how to deal with fear. And then it moves into different ways of like living your life in a very peaceful way. It's not overbearing. It doesn't give you things that are not doable, but it really helps you become more self-aware, and being able to understand yourself and what may drive any thoughts of negativity or any fears that you may have. So I would suggest checking it out. Um, and if you know Jay Shetty and you follow him on Instagram, you know that he gives pretty good sound advice. So that's kind of it. I'm excited about this year. I set this episode up just a little bit differently. So if you watch 2022, I just started, right? I have 3 episodes in 2022, and they are structured with the title of the show. So it's life, language, and lyrics. So usually the life part is talking with someone about who they are, whatever the topic is, how it has impacted their life, or different things that they're doing. The language part so far has really been kind of geared towards giving advice about different things um, that's related to the topic of the episode. And then the last part with the lyrics is where we do like some form of connection of music um, to the topic or to the person who I am having the conversation with. So I'm really excited about this year. I got some pretty cool people coming up, and some things that are um, connected to just who I am as a person and things that I enjoy. Like music is always going to be a part because that's something that I really love. Um, And then there's going to be some things that are connected to my career as a speech language pathologist, a professor, a brain injury specialist, and researcher. Um, and then probably some things about my rum cakes too, because I love to talk about those as well. But I wanted to, I did want to share that I posted at the very end of the year a playlist. So I took the songs that we talked about in the lyrics section of the first 3 episodes, and I made a playlist. You can find it on my Instagram at overall neuro underscore Dr. D. I think it's Dr. D. Also at Lay's Rum Cakes, LAIS Rum Cakes. You can find the playlist there. And I'll just kind of talk about that just a little bit. So the first episode we talked about getting personal about sickle cell, and I sat with one of my childhood best friends, And she informed us and educated us about sickle cell and how it has impacted her family, or the role that it's played in her family. Because both of her sons actually have sickle cell, and then I have a few cousins with sickle cell as well. So it's a topic that's very important to me. And we just, talked about lyrics for that she uses for comfort, lyrics for driving home from work, for relaxing, for getting hype, and then lyrics that describe her teenagers. So on the playlist, it'll say lyrics that teenagers might like. And so she kind of gave a mixture of like songs, but also artists. Um, so if you haven't got a chance to hear that one, definitely check it out, especially if you know someone or want to learn more about sickle cell. The second episode, this one I really enjoyed a lot. It was about living in your purpose, which may be a really good episode to listen to if you are spending the month of January trying to develop your vision and all of the tasks that are going to go with it. And so, and I didn't say in the first episode that was Kia Kennard. The second episode was Yusha Assad. Um, and he's actually an artist. So we actually got to talk about his music in that episode. And so what you'll find if you go to the playlist are the different songs that we discussed, and they were categorized as lyrics for the movement, lyrics for lighting your inner fire, lyrics for leaning into the uniqueness of yourself, lyrics for what hope can do, and lyrics for keeping hope. So definitely check out that episode um, if you get a chance. And then the very last episode of 2022 was me just shooting the breeze with my two childhood best friends. So Kia joined us again, and then Chastity Fleming, um, who has been also like a sister to me. And so we just talked about sisterhood and friendship, and a little bit about, well, a lot of it about our friendship over the past, I guess, almost 30 years now. We've been friends. And so when it comes to the songs, it was lyrics for friendship. So we had some songs that we talked about that described our friendship. Lyrics for the crew. So lyrics are songs that described, that we felt like either described or made us think of the other person. Um, and then line dances. Now, I'm not really a big line dance person. I have a 3 line dance limit for parties. If I'll do those 3. Um, but my childhood bestie Chastity loves the line dance. And so like the wobbling cane Wayne with it and all of that. It's her big move. But you might catch me for about 3 of them, and then I'm out. Because one, they last too long. You're just doing the same thing over and over. So anyway, I'm gonna transition over to the last part. I recorded New Year's Eve with my family, and I was asking them what were they leaving in 2022, what were they taking into 2023, and if they had a song that was going to be their song for 2023. Now, it's some good advice in there, and then it's some that you might go, okay, all right. And that's probably because I waited a little too late to start asking the questions and interviewing. So by this time, the libations had flowed throughout the house. Um, so there's a lot of background noise going on, but I wanted to share that I appreciated the opportunity to get to visually document time with my family, who I love so dearly. Now, it's not all of us, and this is mostly people from my mother's side um, of the family. But I hope that there's something in there that motivates you. There's some things that maybe you hadn't thought about you want to leave in 2022 and take into 2023. And maybe a song too. So for myself, what I'm leaving in 2022 is I'm still, getting rid of that procrastination, but I'm also leaving self-doubt. Okay. And what I'm taking into 2023 is I'm going to say more confidence in being able to do the things that I want to do. And then as far as songs, there's a song that I've been listening to a lot lately. It's by Doe, When I Pray. It's a beautiful song. Doe has a beautiful voice. But one of the other things I'm taking into 2023 is I've always been a person who prays, but I want to really carve out and make more time for God, like dedicated, right? And the past couple of years has been a little rough, experiencing some losses, some heavy losses, and it was hard to pray in those 2 years. It was very hard to pray. I was doing it, but I could tell that the connection wasn't there like it used to be. And so just in this short time that I have kind of recognized that and made a shift in how I'm dedicating time to God, I've already noticed such a big difference. And so if you get a chance to check out Doe When I Pray, it's a beautiful song, and it really exemplifies like our ability to connect with God in an emotional way. So that's all I have for this episode. I look forward to putting out some more this year, and I hope that you enjoy, and then I hope you enjoy hearing from my family.
Christian, you ain't got no 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on, Mason, give me a little something, love. Give me a little love.
She danced right out of school. What you learned in 2022?
What I learned in 2022? Oh man, that's a good question. I learned to be humble. I learned to listen more. I'm probably lying on that one. I say I learned to listen more. I think I'm lying, but just happy to be here. 2023.
All right. You got a theme song for 2023?
It's Your Birthday by Luke.
Oh, what? When's your birthday?
That's my theme song. It's Your Birthday by Luke. August.
Oh, well, you can rock it till the end. What about you?
What?
What you leaving in 2020?
What am I leaving?
What you learned?
Oh, what I learned? Oh, how to be a better man.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
That's what you taking into 2023?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I
You got a theme song?
am. Yeah, let's do it again.
Hey! Brother cousin Mike. Lisa! What you learned in 2022?
Life is short. Yes, it is.
What you
Yes,
What you learned in 2022?
not to be afraid to step out on your out on faith and go for your dreams.
Yes, that's wonderful. And what are you taking that Not to,
Kids, they're still an hour.
not to let other people discourage me.
So what you gonna be doing in 2023?
Not letting me discourage me.
You gotta leave some.
I got this.
Hey, what you gonna do with that video?
Jennifer Hudson.
What you gonna do with that video?
It's gonna be on podcast. Oh, do I get your permission?
Yeah, them people might be looking for me.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody looking for you, Mike.
I'm no longer wanted
I
by
can't be put out there in the public because people will be looking for me.
What you done done?
Nobody
I
checking
can't
for you.
disclose that information.
Laina, you got my permission.
What is your song for 2023?
My song for 2023 is Favor by Kirk Franklin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because I have favor.
I know that's right.
Claiming it.
Yes. What you learned in 2022?
I learned in 22 that I got a great wife.
Oh, that's so sweet. You do got a
She a good mama.
All right, what you gonna do in 2023?
I'm gonna do the same thing I did in 2022. Keep it moving.
I know that's right.
One step at a time. Left in front of the right.
That was good. That was good. Uncle Gabe, what you learned in 2022?
I love all y'all. I love all y'all.
Already.
Y'all the family I've been missing and needing
You
all
ain't
my
going
life.
nowhere, are you?
Hey, what is going on? Because I might be wanted somewhere. In one of these damn
gonna be
countries,
on
I'm wanted
YouTube.
somewhere.
You gonna be on YouTube.
But guess what? I love y'all more. That woman behind you right there, her right,
That one right there?
she is my happiness.
Oh,
And I
that's
thank you.
beautiful.
Then my,
Hey, I got me a cousin. I got me a cousin.
Then my dog right here.
I got me a boy right
Hey
here.
man, you heard me too long. We gonna like we for the kids. I ain't got time for that shit.
Gabe, you got a theme song for 2023?
I ain't got no thing song. Shit, we just kicking it. Just kicking it. Somebody say, hey.
All right. Baby brother, what you learned in 2022?
And I learned, don't waste your time on people that's gonna waste your time. That's all it is.
That's right there. So what you gonna do in 2023?
We're gonna move forward. We're gonna make goals. We're gonna reach our goals in
You ain't asked
2023.
me that question when I'm gonna do in 2020.
We got our stuff set. We ain't wasting our time on nothing. We building. That's what we doing.
You got a theme song?
I ain't got no theme song yet because I can't think of no song.
You ain't asked me what I'm gonna do
But I'm
in
building.
2023.
What did you learn in 2022?
I learned that you don't always have to be resilient. It's okay to live a soft life.
What you taking into 2023?
Healing. Healing is always an ongoing process. And I will continue the journey in 2023.
And you got to, I knew it. I knew she was about to do that. She couldn't. Do you have a theme song?
I do.
Thank you.
My theme song is Wait on You by Maverick City.
Oh,
Wait on the
yes.
Lord.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, thank you.
From 2022, right?
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway was setting healthy boundaries.
Ooh, that's a good one. Everybody need healthy boundaries.
And then my song for 2023 is Dante Bo, Joyful. 'Cause I'm gonna choose joy. No matter the
Yes,
circumstance.
choose joy. I like joy better than happiness because joy is from within.
Yes.
Happiness is
Cheers.
fleeting. Yes. Cheers. Hold on one more time. Cheers. Yay.
Okay.
Thank you for that, cousin.
Thank you.
What did you learn in 2022?
I learned that the best company is yourself.
Happy New Year, my boy.
What you gonna do different in 2023?
Start praying more.
I know that's right. You got
I learned love.
I learned to love again.
I know that's right. What you taking into 2023?
Oh, we got my whiskey.
Let me see.
Bigger than your jam.
I'm taking my babe.
Hey, all right, babe.
Yeah.
And Kitty, what did you learn in 2022?
I ain't learned shit. Wait a minute.
Learned that I'm ready to retire.
I know that's a good one right there.
I'm ready. But then the job keep like giving me money, so they mean I need to stay.
You got a theme song for 2023?
I can't be on it.
I was finna say, but I can't say.
I can't be on it.
Never would have made it.
Oh, that's always your New Year's.
Exactly, because I'm grateful, and I'm grateful.
Why she pouring that shit?
And we are family.
Yes.
It's all about family. 2023 gonna be all about family for me.
I know that's right.
Yeah, get it, get it. Stepping in.
I hope you enjoyed this little snippet of my family as we brought in the new year and thought about what we learned in 2022 and taking into 2023 and even coming up with some theme songs. And I hope that you can move excellently through your new year and new vision. Catch you on the next one.